Welcome back to the Mustang Blueprint Podcast. I'm Riley Cramlish.
My name is Amanda Sealing. I am a justice professor here at SMSU. And today on the Mustang Blueprint, we actually have Caitlyn with us. And so can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Caitlyn VanDamme. I work at Southwest Health and Human Services, and I'm here to talk about our new resource.
That is exciting. We are really excited to have that. Can you tell us a little bit about just your background?
Absolutely. So I actually went to SMSU.
Yay.
I have a bachelor's degree in speech communications with the emphasis in public relations and a minor in marketing. And I work in the public health field now.
That's exciting.
Did you ever see yourself going into the public health field, or when you went to school, was that your first intention, or what were your eyes set on?
No, public health was not. But with the opportunity that presented itself, that's why I kind of went this direction.
Well, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about your work at Southwest Health and Human Services.
Yeah. So my role is new as of July of last year. So it's kind of a work in progress for everybody. But it's super fun to be able to learn what public health is, as well as to kind of dive into different projects and opportunities that we're working on. So my first project that I stepped into was our community health assessment, which really helps plan out our next 5 years in public health for serving our communities. Southwest Health and Human Services, we service 6 counties, so we're not focused on one. So we have Lyon, Lincoln, Murray, Pipestone, Redwood, and Rock counties. I did it. That's great.
That was well done.
Normally I skip one, so I'm glad I got them all. So we service quite a large area. And so it's been really awesome to be a part of, A, just learning about what public health is, but then B, being able to create some content, facilitate some conversations, and working on some marketing and advertising. So
That's awesome. So how does the mental health side of everything play into the human services and your job itself?
Yeah. So we, in our human service area, we do have a whole section around adult mental health, substance use, that sort of thing. In regards to public health, we learned that in our community health assessments and conversations that we were having out in communities, that mental health is something that our communities are raising their hand saying, hey, we need help. So that's why we took it upon ourselves to find a resource. So we received funding through a grant through the state to be able to have Credible Mind as a new online platform for surrounding mental health.
So let's talk about that a little bit. You said Credible Mind.
Yes.
And so can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So Credible Mind is a free, confidential, available 24/7 online platform. The content and material that is on this resource is vetted by mental health practitioners. So very cool. It is a free resource that surrounds topics for anybody. So there's conversations surrounding mental health, whether it's anxiety and depression, all the way to parenting, working on your stress, self-care. So literally topics for anybody. There's over 200 topics on there. And then dependent on if you decide to create an account, you are able to create an account on the platform. And in doing so, then every time you log in, you're able to see whether you have created some assessments, filled out a profile, and that way it just kind of saves your resources that are aimed to maybe some of your results of your assessments. So these assessments are anything from talking about your mental health platform, to maybe looking at why are your off days, are those a sign of depression, different things like that. So we have assessments that are anywhere from 1 minute long up to 20 minutes long. You're able to complete those, and then it will have some resources for you surrounding those topics, whether those are podcasts, articles, books. There is physical movement that's involved in it based on whatever category that you're looking into. So quite a range of information that's on that site.
And how does one access it?
Absolutely. So if you go to SWMN for Southwest Minnesota.crediblemine.com, it is out there for you to see. We actually do have a billboard that's created right now advertising that, so that's really cool. And different flyers and business cards kind of floating throughout the community.
And so I don't live in Lyon County or in any of the counties that are served. I live in Yellow Medicine County.
Okay.
Can I still log on and access it?
Absolutely. So what's really unique about our site is there is a tab called Community Resources. So that's the part where we are putting our communities within the 6 counties that we serve. Those resources are there. So that's what's going to make it really unique. Anybody is able to search for it and use Credible Mind. There's actually a couple of counties in Minnesota that also have their own sites. But again, then their community resource pages are going to be focused on what is available in their area. So we have anywhere from like Avera, Western Mental Health is listed on there. Our Southwest Health and Human Services is a resource for the community, so that's listed on there. So we started with mental health resources, and now we're starting to branch out to other resources that can be utilized for community members.
So our online students could potentially use this site to do some of the assessments and get some of the resources around mental health.
Absolutely. Right now, we're actually seeing that the youth and young adults are utilizing this site quite frequently, which is good. I'm glad that there is a resource for that. For sure. There's a lot of great content out there.
That's excellent.
That really is awesome. So how did you guys kind of find out about Credible Mind? Are there other states in the U.S. that are doing it and implement it with their human service programs in their states, or where did you guys find out about it?
I'm not sure how we came to the decision of Credible Mind. I just know that it was an opportunity that we had found and were able to provide that service through a state-funded grant.
So if I were to sign up, I create an account and everything. Is it just assessments, or if I don't feel comfortable, say, taking an assessment, or I feel like I'm taking an exam about myself?
Absolutely.
Because some students maybe don't want to take an exam and maybe realize, oh, this is a little stressful. Are there other resources on the website that can be provided for you so you don't have to take those assessments?
Absolutely. So there's multiple different tabs up at the top. Assessments is just one. There's a whole section on insights, so people can share their stories, how they're feeling, what resources work for them. So that's been a really cool page to kind of see evolve. There's also I believe it's called Learning Lab or Lessons Learned Learning Lab, I believe. And that's going to be content that's kind of created around a certain topic specifically. So I know there's one specifically on goal setting. So maybe in a college perspective, that would be a great option to look at that course. But that's going to be information that's already figured out for you. It has different podcast articles, kind of like a curriculum based around a certain topic.
Excellent.
I guess a follow-up question would be, if I'm taking the assessments and looking at all those insights, are there, say if I want to take that next step and talk to a doctor or talk to a therapist or someone like that, are those advices or those links given on the website to those people after you take that assessment and it's analyzed?
Absolutely. So if you take an assessment, it'll plug in the different resources for you. And then further down in the page, it will tell you community resources that we have on the page that can be plugged in that certain area. There's also a red button up at the top that says if you needed help right now, who to reach out to. So that's where we're going to have 911, 988 is listed out there. So we have some national hotlines that are listed as well so that you can have those conversations. But yes, the community resources are aimed to then pop up for different topics and things like that. We can program them that way to come up with different based on the resource that's being pulled.
Right. So then because we have the community guidelines, what about those online students? So then if they're say in, I don't know, maybe Nebraska or not in the state here, does it pop up with other resources, maybe not in their area, but just other online resources they could access? Or is it just the community ones here?
For the information for our community resources, it would just be us. And then we have those national hotlines listed as well.
Is this website only available to English speakers or?
No, actually, our full website is in English and Spanish. There is opportunity to bring on other languages as well. We just need to look for that need and want in the community before we take those next steps.
So is there a way for other language speakers to express that they'd like for the website to be in their language?
Absolutely. So they can either reach out to Southwest Health and Human Services and connect with myself in regards to that. There's also a piece up at the top where it says you can ask questions. And so that will go specifically to the Credible Mind people that are making the site. So we work with a curator to have the information on the site. and then they work on the background of things. So they're able to do that for us. So whether they were to reach out on the Ask Me area, or they reach out to Southwest Health and Human Services, to myself, or another party, they would get them to the right location.
I don't have anything else. Thanks so much, Caitlyn, for coming and talking to us today.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing those insights of how we can access that and just have those options to really indulge and think about ourselves and be able to feel comfortable and willing to learn more about all that. So thank you so much for being on with us.
Thank you.
This has been the Mustang Blueprint.
Well, just don't worry about it. It's like, hey, the anxiety's all better. Thank you. Well-meaning, but a little bit misguided, because nobody wants to have mental health struggles, and they are very, very common. Many, many people do. It's not your fault.